Hello students, welcome back to session 6 on accounting 1. In last session we discussed in detail about accounting standards, meaning of accounting standards, functions of accounting standards, benefits associated with accounting standards, statutory authorities who prescribes accounting standards, ASB, functions of ASB, and even we discussed INDAS means Indian Accounting Standards, list of Indian accounting standards. In this session we are just concentrating on list of accounting standards. We are not going to discuss in detail. We are just knowing what each and every accounting standard deals with, that's all. Before we understanding accounting standards, our list of accounting standards, we will be in a position to understand accounting standard only when we know is there is any difference exists between Indian accounting standards and accounting standards. Yes, there is. So what it is, we know that Indian accounting standards are standards which are converged for IFRS. Means we know IFRS, what it indicates. It indicates International Financial Reporting Standards. So INDAS are converged standards. Converged for what? Converged for IFRS, applicable to, try to understand, applicable to corporate bodies. But accounting standards are nothing but those standards which are not converged standards. Try to understand. They are not converged for IFRS. They are standards applicable to non-corporate entities, including small and medium-sized enterprises. Did you get my point? Accounting standards are standards which prescribe about how to recognize the item, how to measure the transaction, how to treat the transaction, how to present the financial statement, and what must be disclosed in financial statement. In the same way, Indian accounting standard also talks about the same thing. But the thing is, accounting standards are not converged standards for IFRS, but Indian accounting standards are converged standard for IFRS. Accounting standards are applicable to non-corporate entities, including small and medium-sized enterprises, but Indian accounting standards are applicable to corporate entities. So this is what difference between accounting standards and Indian accounting standards. So let me have brief idea about what advantages, what extra benefits we will get, particularly organization, corporate entities which follows Indian accounting standards will get. So one is wider acceptability because they are converged for IFRS. Definitely it will be widely accepted by users of account. And it is possible for us to have a meaningful comparison in case which standards are followed, Indian accounting standards are followed. And Indian accounting standards are set, revised, modified as and when there is changes in the economy. So there will be changes in standard as per economic situation, and at the same time it attracts foreign investment. Adapting Indian accounting standards may attract foreign investors to invest in Indian companies, as that will ensure better comparability with similar company across the globe, and it saves financial statement preparation cost for particularly for multinational companies. It will be beneficial as it will be able to use the same accounting standards in all the market in which they operate. Because even if they come to India or if they operate in any other countries, if accounting standards in the countries or in the countries in which organization is operating are converged with IFRS, so definitely it is helpful to multinational company because it can make use of same accounting standard. As it is making use of same accounting standards, definitely it saves financial statement preparation cost. So these are the extra benefit that accounting standard will get provided if they are converged with IFRS. Try to understand. That's why Indian accounting standards are converged for IFRS, but accounting standards are not converged for IFRS. So now let me have a list. Try to understand. We are not discussing in detail about accounting standards. We are just concentrating on what it deals with. There are 27 mandatory accounting standards. Accounting standard 1 deals with disclosure of accounting policies. So means what accounting policies followed by an organization while preparing financial statement have to be disclosed. So that is what this standard says. Accounting standard 2 deals with valuation of inventories. So means how to determine the value of inventories, or how inventory valuation was done at the time of preparation of financial statement. Accounting standard 3 talks about preparation of cash flow statement. Accounting standard 4 talks about contingencies and events occurring after balance sheet date. Means how or in what way treatment must be given to those unexpected events which occurs after balance sheet date. Accounting standard 5 deals with treatment of net profit or loss, along with that prior period item and changes in accounting policies. Accounting standard 7 talks about construction contracts. Accounting standard 9 deals with revenue recognition. Accounting standard 10 talks about property, plant and equipment. The objective of this standard is to prescribe the accounting treatment, means what will be the accounting treatment for property, plant as well as equipment. Accounting standard 11 talks about the effect of changes in foreign exchange rate. So in case if there is change in the foreign exchange rate, what is the impact? What principles to be followed in accounting? So that is what accounting standard 11 talks about. So accounting standard 12 talks about how to treat government grants. Accounting standard 13 talks about deals with accounting for investment. Accounting standard 14 deals with accounting for amalgamation. So in case if there is an amalgamation, so how to treat, what accounting policies should be followed at the time of amalgamation, and how to treat the resultant goodwill and reserves after amalgamation. That is what accounting standard 14 deals with. Accounting standard 15 deals with employee benefits. Accounting standard 16 deals with borrowing cost. 17 deals with segment reporting. 18 deals with related party disclosure. 19 deals with leases. And 20th deals with earning per share. We know what is earning per share. Total earning available to equity shareholder divided by number of equity share indicates earning per share. So what policies or principles to be followed while determining and presenting earning per share? That is what accounting standard 20 deals with. 21 deals with consolidated financial statements. So what is the objective of preparing it? Then how we have to prepare, how it should be presented, that is what accounting standard 21 says. 22 says about accounting for taxes and income. 23 deals with accounting for investment in associates. 24 deals with discontinuing operations, and accounting standard 25 deals with interim financial reporting. Accounting standard 26 deals with intangible assets. 27 deals with financial reporting of interest in joint venture. Accounting standard 28 deals with impairment of assets. Accounting standard 29 deals with provisions, contingent liabilities and contingent assets. So this is all about list. We should know the list of accounting standard. We need not study in detail what all about, we are not going to discuss in detail about this accounting standard, but we should know in case if there is a question about accounting standard 21 deals with or 29 deals with, we must be in a position to say, or we must be in a position to answer such question. That's all. So, and at the same time, you may get question on IFRS. So that's why you should know the meaning of IFRS, because we studied Indian accounting standards. They are converged standard for what? IFRS. So means they are in convergence with IFRS. So what exactly IFRS? We know that it is nothing but International Financial Reporting Standards. They are principle based set of standards applicable globally. They are principle based set of standards. Try to understand, IFRS establishes broad rules rather than dictating specific treatment. See, what is the broad rule? That is what IFRS prescribes rather than what should be the specific treatment. So because they are principle based set of standards. Every major nation is moving towards adapting them to some extent. Large number of authorities requires public companies to use IFRS for stock exchange listing process. In addition, banks, insurance companies and stock exchanges may use them for their statutory required report with the objective of providing a common accounting language and to increase transparency in presentation of financial information. So usually IFRS is used. Try to understand, almost all companies are moving towards adopting it. Large number of authorities requires public companies to use IFRS for stock exchange listing purpose. In addition, banks, insurance companies, stock exchange may use them for their statutory required report. The objective of implementing IFRS or converging with IFRS is to provide common accounting language to increase transparency in presentation of financial information. So this is all about sixth session. So we are going to discuss about different system of accounting, different basis of accounting, particularly in future session. Thank you. Take care. Stay home. Stay safe.